So the next thing is the transactions. So when we're going to do transactions, and I'm just going to talk about vouchers today. This is a standard voucher entry inside GP that we all have known and loved for years. I've been doing GP since 96, so it's been about 30 some odd, just about 30 years. So when I pop down through here, I grab a date, and I come into here and I grab my, and I know that I need to type in my Ace Travel. So I can do a lookup here. If I didn't know it, I'd go like this. I'd find Ace Travel. There it is there. And it fills in some information for me, so I don't have to worry about it. When I click onto the document, I'll go 987321 because I don't believe I've used that number before. And then I'm just going to put in $1,100. And I'm just going to leave it all in purchases just for the time being so that we can take a look at this. And then I'm going to click on distributions. And when I click on distributions, it automatically went to the vendor to grab this information. But I go, well, really, I don't want to put it all to 400. I want to put some to 265.20. And I'm going to put $600 in there. And then I'm going to pop down to the next line here, and I'm going to put 465.20 like so, and I'm going to put in my $500. So basically, I enter in my journal entry, and once I'm happy with my journal entry, it's all balanced and ready to go. And you could add your GST at the bottom, or you could have your breakout of your taxes, or you could have multiple line items, whatever is required. But I wanted to make a 3-line entry rather than a 2-line entry. So I can go OK. From there, transaction, that's weird. There we are. 200 has analytical accounting attached to it. I apologize for hitting that account. So there we are. We're going to use 300 instead. So I'm going to hit save. And I can save this. If I put it to a batch, I can save it. So I'm going to put it to a batch called test. And I'm going to hit save. And we're ready to go to the next transaction. Not a problem. Then we would do the same thing again. And we could do a single line entry, or I could do a double line entry. So as I move through, that's how I enter my different transactions. So that's now ready to be posted at this point. So inside Business Central, when we look at this, what we can do is we can either do it directly from the vendor card. We can just click on the vendor card. We can just click on New Document. Or we can go up to our purchasing inside here, and we can use purchase invoices. Now, purchase invoices are different than the voucher in that it allows us to put line items on it. So I'm going to use a purchase invoice and kind of show both sets because this is the one that most people use. So when I click on purchase invoice, there it is there, and I click on this. I'm going to edit this one that I've got inside here. There it is there. When I want to know a name, I just put in travel, like so. And it comes up with a list of all my travel. You'll see travel wherever it happens to be. I can pick my Ace Travel. If I know it's Ace Travel, I could just type in Ace Travel. There we are. And then I can show more here. So inside here, I have a list of all the files and information. And there's my invoice number, 987321. Same invoice number. There we are there. So now down at the bottom here, I've got different things inside here. Items. I can actually purchase items for inventory directly on this screen. I can put direct GL codes on this screen, and I can put other things on this screen. So when I click on my item type and I click on the down arrow, I get a number of choices. Oops. So I'm just going to do a GL code. So when I do that, as soon as I hit the GL code like so, when I go into my number, I can now put in my 6520. There it is there. What is this? This is just a little bit of travel expense. This is the piece that I changed on that distribution, so it won't say Ace Travel. There it is there, distribution comment. What site am I pushing this to? This could be there. When I click on this, on the quantity, I'm going to hit 1, and then I'm going to go $600. Like so. Okay. Division code. My division code here is what I've got listed as my 200. So there's my 300. And then I can, if I scroll across here, I can add additional things. So I can add a line number excluding taxes. I can give it a, I got to give it a total cost here, so it's going to be 600. Unit of measure is each. There we are. So now I've got my $600. And then if I scroll down to the next line, you'll notice that it says 600 at the bottom. I then click on the GL code. And again, I can put in 6520. CEO travel. 1, 500. And 400 is where I put the other one. And I think I got the same combination. This too came from the north site. So in our case, what we had actually put it to was 00. And we put this one to 00. So you can put in, so this becomes your department code and your division code go with your GL code to make up the 3-digit chart of accounts. Now, if you've got 4 digits, you'd have 4 of these. These can be moved, very easily moved. So what we can do easily is that on any of these screens like this, we can go up to here and go personalize. And it brings up this, it changes this. And when I click on here, I can grab my division code. And I'm going to put it right here. And, oops, and come on. So the division code, and then I can just move this. Like so. And it will move across. For some reason, I'm not getting, my mouse seems to be a little bit jerky, so it's changing. So I'll just leave it as it's done. But the idea is that you can move it so it goes, so there's your division code so that you can put your codes 1, 2, 3. So you would key it exactly like you would key it in GP, 6520 300-00, and move forward from there. Once this is done, this is now ready. I can process this right now. I can post it, or I can escape out of here. It's automatically been saved at the top, right? So as a result of that, see it says saved up at the top corner here. It's been saved. I don't have to save it. It is now there. If I go back, like this, okay, has been saved but not posted. Do I want to exit? Yes. So now I still have that. I can then add as many as I like. I can then go through here and I can post multiple transactions at the same time. Up at the top here, there's a posting, there's a preview posting. If I hit the preview posting, it will come up with posting lines, the different lines, tax lines, posting to vendors, posting to the account. And it shows me my GL entry, which is my distribution. There you see the 500, the 600, 00, 400, 300, and then this one here is the 2100, which is the accounts payable control. So now in accounts payable control, most people stop using dimensions against the accounts payable control because it doesn't usually, it's a 00. So in the future, you'll probably have blank and blank, which is fine. Unlike GP, it does not require that those be filled in unless you've made it mandatory as part of your setup. So that's how we get those in. And once I've done the posting preview, I can click on this and I can hit post. It'll post it through. Do I want to post the invoice? Yes, I can. I can post it at the screen as well. Invoice has been moved. There it is. Do I want to open the posted invoice? I can say yes, and it will open up the thing. The big thing over here is that underneath your attachments, you have different attachments. You can attach documents here, same as you can use document attach. You have to be careful in Business Central because of size, but because it fills up the database. There is an 80 gig limit for the standard core price for Business Central, and buying additional disk space is not cheap. It's not. It's a few $100s a month in order to get it. So therefore, it's something a lot of people don't. They don't do it that way. There are much better ways of storing the documents as well. So inside here, under your invoice details, you've got all your invoice details down in here. When is it due, expected receipt date, and then the shipping payment is information down here, which is where did it get shipped to. So we've got this kind of information, so we can post those.